Hey everyone, and welcome back to the SCREENY. Ant and Dec are everyone's favorite TV duo, and they've been going strong for decades. It all started on the set of Byker Grove, and after the show was over, they turned their hand to pop music under the name PJ and Duncan. In the years to come, the two BFFs hosted a series of successful shows, including their own Gameshow marathon and Saturday Night Takeaway, before getting a hosting gig on Britain's Got Talent. Everyone knows they have an epic friendship and amazing sense of humor, but there's more to this comedic duo than that. Now let's take a look at 10 secrets you didn't know about Ant and Dec. Before we tell you everything you've never dared to ask about your favorite TV presenters, don't forget to subscribe to see more amazing content about movies and TV shows you love. Number 10. The 180-degree rule. You probably never paid attention to the way Ant and Dec stand next to each other, but you will from this point on. There's actually logic behind it that they tend to stand in the same order that their names are said in. Ant will usually appear on the left, and Dec will usually appear on the right at all times. They call this the 180-degree rule, and it's not just a gimmick they use on TV. It became very natural for the two best buddies to always maintain this order, and it affected every aspect of their lives. Even when they go to sleep or watch TV, they always find a way to stay in their lane. Dec said it feels odd if he goes on the other side, and even when they go to work, they always sit in the same way, and he never takes Ant's seat. Number 9. Insured against each other's death. If you think Ant and Dec would never be this successful if they didn't have each other, you're not the only one who feels that way. The two comedians are fully aware that they wouldn't be where they are today if they didn't stick together from the very beginning of their lucrative careers. That's why they decided to get one of the weirdest insurances in show business we've ever heard of. In case one of them dies, the other will get the large sum of money. They probably felt this tragedy would lead to the end of the survivor's career, since the public isn't used to seeing them apart. The Britain's Got Talent presenters repeatedly joke about their quirky insurance policy. Ant once said he'll maybe knock his best friend off when they stop getting paid as they used to. He had a change of heart later and joked if Dec suddenly fell off a cliff, he'd probably be the first suspect because he has a big motive to push him over the edge. Number 8. Attacked by the Taliban. It seems like every journey Ant and Dec embarked on was filled with happy memories. But that wasn't always the case. Back in 2008, the duo went to Afghanistan to present a Pride of Britain award, but they had to dive for cover when the Taliban attacked Kandahar airport. Ant said he couldn't believe how close they were to being hit, and their experience just comes to show what the troops go through every day. Despite coming face to face with death, Dec said it's been an absolute privilege to present the award to the medical emergency response team, who risk their lives on a daily basis to rescue wounded colleagues. Coming to Afghanistan helped them realize there's no award that's big enough for what they go through, but Dec said he hopes that the Pride of Britain gives them at least some recognition. Number 7. First door neighbors. Most people don't want to be anywhere around their co-workers after clocking out, but not Ant and Dec. The duo is inseparable even when the cameras are off because they live just 3 doors away from each other in West London. They were sharing a flat in London after their days on Byker Grove were over, and felt it would be more convenient if they always could be close to each other. Despite the fact some people consider this bizarre, Ant and Dec don't seem to care because they save a fortune in cab fares by living in the same neighborhood. Ant was the first one to buy his house in West London, and Dec quickly followed suit and acquired a plot of land in close proximity to his bestie's residence. To make things even weirder, Dec hired the same architect, and their homes now look like carbon copies of each other. The duo also has matching holiday villas in a Portuguese resort that's come with a long list of luxurious amenities including pools, bars, a golf course, a gym, a beach, tennis courts, and chauffeur-driven cars. Number 6. Each other's best man. When they were still teenagers, Ant and Dec made an interesting bet involving the future of their love lives. The pair bet 50 quid who would be the first to get married, and Ant ended up losing by a long shot. Dec tied the knot in 2006, marrying his childhood sweetheart, makeup artist Lisa Armstrong. Ant wasn't bitter after losing 50 quid, and when his buddy asked him to be a best man at his wedding, he immediately said yes. Dec returned the favor in 2015 when their manager Ali Astal became Ant's wife. He wanted everything to be perfect for his BFF's big day and even sent a car for Ant that he drove to church in. The duo took things to a new level by wearing matching royal blue Ted Baker suits. That must have been confusing for the bride, since the record shows 70% of British people can't tell the two men apart. Number 5. Football brought them together. Ant and Dec rose to prominence thanks to Byker Grove. But this show wasn't the only thing that led to their lifelong friendship. Their love for football actually sealed the deal. The guys were both big fans of Newcastle United, and their obsession with the team helped them bond. Back in 1990, Ant sent Dec a Flintstones Christmas card inviting him to watch Newcastle play Grimsby on Boxing Day. The two soccer aficionados immediately clicked, and from that point on, they spent every day making each other laugh, annoying everyone and quoting Vic Reeves and Bob Mortimer lines. They'd phone each other right after getting home, go to the football together, or simply stay over at each other's houses. Ant and Dec made a promise to always be there for each other no matter what happens, and they haven't broke that promise to this day. Number 4. They've only fought twice. No matter how well you get along with your friends, you end up bickering over the littlest things every once in a while. Ant and Dec are an exception to this rule though, since they've only fought twice during the long course of their friendship. It comes as a surprise because they pretty much spend every waking moment together, and even when they fight, they barely remember why it happened in the first place. The first time they clashed, the audience still remembered them for their PJ Duncan days. The two BFFs were booked to perform on GMTV in Torremolinos, but it turned out day drinking wasn't the best idea. Things got a little bit heated, and at one point, Ant punched Dec while they were on an elevator, but neither of them remembers why. Their second conflict didn't involve any alcohol, and it occurred during a seemingly harmless game night. They were playing the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire board game and had a fallout over the 50-50 option. Dec described it as their biggest argument ever and admitted he was so angry that he called Ant an arsehole. Number 3. Order of the British Empire. Order of the British Empire is only awarded to the cream of the crop, and it seemed Her Majesty the Queen believes Ant and Dec fall under that category. They received OBE status in 2016 for their services to broadcasting and entertainment. The duo collected their award at Buckingham Palace from Prince Charles, but there was a catch. Despite the fact they built their whole careers around their partnership, they were honored individually this time around, and it felt a little bit weird. Their 180-degree rule was also broken since the Prince of Wales called Dec first, and things usually go the other way around. That didn't stop them from enjoying the moment though. Dec said that they were humbled, honored, and ecstatic about the whole thing. He also expressed his hope that their accomplishment will inspire young people from backgrounds like their own to follow their dreams because they could come true. He advised them to put their head down and work hard, and one day they could end up in Buckingham Palace just like them. Number 2. Ant was charged with drunk driving. One of the only fights between the two Britain's Got Talent presenters involved alcohol, and so did the biggest scandal of Ant's career. He pleaded guilty for driving drunk after his car crashed into two vehicles when he tried to make a turn at speed in southwest London. When the police arrived, it turned out Ant was under the influence, and he was eventually fined for £86,000 and was banned from driving for 20 months. The TV presenter said he was truly sorry for what happened, apologized to the people involved in the crash, and added he's thankful that nobody was seriously hurt. Shortly after the incident took place, Ant decided to step down from his current TV commitments and go back to rehab. He was already in treatment a year before the crash, hoping that it would help him deal with his addiction to painkillers. The famous host felt the need to share his struggles with the world, hoping it would help people realize how important it is to ask for help if they're going through a rough time. Number 1. Their shows defrauded viewers. Ant and Dec may seem like the most harmless people you've ever come across, but that doesn't mean they don't have a couple of skeletons in their closet. It was proven that their shows Gameshow Marathon and Saturday Night Takeaway were guilty of defrauding viewers who took part in phone-ins. After thorough investigation, it came to light that Saturday Night Takeaway had selected finalists before the lines were closed. They chose them based on their suitability to to be on TV and staggered the selection of competition finalists, meaning the viewers who were entering the competitions did not have the same chance of winning. Gameshow Marathon also selected their winners based on their suitability to be on screen and failed to account for almost half of the competition entries. ITV was fined with £3 million after the facts were made clear, but Ant and Dec tried to put the scandal behind them. Dec said that something like this should have never happened and expressed his hope that the new high-tech system and strict rules will stop it from ever happening again. Thank you very much for watching today's video. Make sure to subscribe to our channel for more amazing content, and don't forget to check out one of the other 2 videos on your screen.